All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, the Toronto Blue Jays had to come into this weekend feeling good about themselves, and for good reason, as Toronto had won seven of their last eight, which included taking 3 out of 4 in the Bronx against the New York Yankees and then sweeping the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. But as the Jays return to the Rogers Center for this weekend series against the Los Angeles Angels, they knew that they had an opportunity to fatten up in the win column against an Angels team that had fallen out of playoff contention a while ago. However, this weekend it was the Angels who played like they were playoff bound, and when it was all said and done, Toronto was on the wrong side of a series sweep. Now, Los Angeles outscored Toronto 22-3 in this series, with the Blue Jays only 3 runs in the series coming today in the 8-3 loss. Now, last night we saw Shohei Ohtani limit this Blue Jays offense to just 2 hits over 7 innings as he outdueled Alex Manoah. Toronto, they still have a 1 game lead over the Baltimore Orioles for the final wild card spot in the American League. And we know that Toronto, Seattle, and Tampa Bay, they're all right there in the mix to take those 3 postseason spots. But with that said, there is an expanded postseason this year, but if you're Toronto or any other team, you simply can't take it for granted. You got to go out there and take care of your business. And I know that these are the dog days of summer, but you got to get it done. The bottom line, there's no ifs, ands, and buts. And I mean, you can't lose a series to a team like the Angels, who basically they're out of it. They don't have anything to play for at this point. Now, this is the soft spot of Toronto's schedule, and they got to go out there and take care of their business because the second half of September is going to be very difficult. Toronto has 3 more games at home this week. They will host the Chicago Cubs. Then they're in Pittsburgh for 3 against the Pirates. But then after that, it gets very tough at Baltimore for 4 games. And the Orioles are playing some good baseball right now. They're in Texas for 3. And then after that, it's just playoff contender after playoff contender. 5 games at home against the Tampa Bay Rays, 3 games at home against the Baltimore Orioles, 2 games at the Philadelphia Phillies, 4 at the Rays, 3 at home against the Yankees. They get 3 against the Red Sox, and then they finish up with 3 on the road against the Baltimore Orioles. So the thing is, Toronto, they're still in the mix. And don't get me wrong, there's too much talent on this team for them to not make the postseason. And I still think when it's all said and done, Toronto will be playoff bound. However, we saw the Blue Jays miss the postseason by 1 game last year. And I really felt the way that Toronto was playing coming down the stretch, they could have done some damage. So I think Toronto has plenty of time to turn this around. They will get going. And if they get into the postseason, they could once again be a dangerous team. Like I said, too much talent on this team, whether it's pitching, whether it's hitting, you name it. So I think Toronto will be up for the challenge with the remainder of their schedule to try to slug it out and get to the postseason. This was a hiccup. You got to learn from it and try to, it's one of those things. I think Toronto, what the best thing for me, for them to do, in my opinion at least, is, this first game against the Cubs, you want to try to go out there and put up a crooked number early to get the bats going, get the flow going, and then after that, you could be off to the races again. Doesn't take much to get a rally going. So if you're the Jays and manager John Schneider, let's see what you can do to right the wrongs of this weekend series and get back on track as it's stretch run time in Major League Baseball for the postseason run. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.